Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Jal, and today marks the launch of the patch 1107, at least over in the live realms over on the NA side of things, but quickly hitting the EU realms a day after, with a brand new update bringing in a new catch-up zone of Siren Isle, which offers a ton of new mounts and cosmetics for you to collect, as new character customization options, as well as a racial revamp for a lot of the underused options, like the Nightborn, one of my all-time favorites, as well as a new set of class changes arriving with this update as well, with even more content like Plunderstorm returning a little bit later, as well as eventually patch 11.1 going up for testing over on the PTR to be revealed and probably released a lot sooner than many of us think. But for now, I wanted to go over everything you should be doing immediately as soon as 1107 goes live if you're trying to collect all of the different transmugs and all of the new rewards out of this update as quickly as possible, and what you should focus on first as soon as 1107 officially goes live. As always, if you want to see more guide videos like these for the War Within expansion, be sure to follow the channel and subscribe. But otherwise, let's dive right in. So with the launch of 1107, we're getting a brand new zone called the Siren Isle, and the first thing you should do is visit the zone in order to at least begin and start working on some of your weekly and daily objectives and to get some of your power progression and all the new cosmetics. But first, gotta get to the new zone, and you'll need to go first of all to the Dornogal, main capital city, in the main council chambers and begin the questline of The Expedition Awaits from the Earthern Cold Dawn. Then you'll head over to a Goblin Zeppelin and then make your way to the Siren Isle, and this is where you can do all of the new zone events, farm iron, which you'll use for a variety of different things, collect transmugs and mounts, collect your power ring, and so many other things like gearing your alts, for instance. But one of the things you can also do now is travel between the Isle of Dorn and a couple of locations. You can either go back up to the Zeppelin via a Zeppelin rope in order to go back to Dorn, or you could take the Dark Iron Mole Machine transport in order to head to Ringy Deeps instead. So now you have two ways in order to be able to get in and out of the island, which offers a little bit of nice convenience when it comes to transportation and getting to this place rather quickly. Now, the first thing you should do once you actually visit the island is start on your Circe's Circlet questline, which you'll have to do over the next 6 weeks to unlock different abilities for traversal within the zone, but also upgrade the value of this ring until it reaches the highest item levels available. And you'll be able to follow and start this questline immediately once you get to the Isle of Dorn. You'll follow the questline heading deep underground into the Forgotten Vaults to pick up the ring and to collect your very first gem, and from there you can start expanding and upgrading the ring through a variety of different quests and completing world events in order to collect even more gems to power up that ring even further. However, if you are going to be visiting the Isle of Dorn on your alts, and if you've already done the questline on your main, you can, instead of having to do the questline all over again, just use the skip button in order to claim the ring and get some of your early gems out of it immediately, instead of having to do the questline all over again, which is a nice bit of convenience when it comes to gearing out all of your alts. Now, the next thing you should start working on is farming up the Flame Blessed Iron, because the Siren Isle update features a ton of new cosmetics for you to collect. There's a lot of them here, but you can also use the actual Flame Blast Siren in order to buy catch-up gear for all of your characters. But the amount of cosmetics that they are on this island and so many cosmetic vendors on here is immense. So the faster you can start farming up the Flame Blessed Iron currency, the better. And the best way right now, from my time testing this over on the PTR, has been to just complete group events within the zone, slaying rares, hunting down treasures, doing all the zone weeklies, and even the group excavations, and just participate in as many open world activities as possible. There will likely be a much faster and a better way to start hard farming Flame Blessed Iron, maybe some kind of a farm group in some corner of a map with hyper spawning mobs. So as soon as we have a guide on the fastest way to farm up Flame Blessed Iron, I'll definitely post it on the channel. But it seems like you can get a decent bit of Flame Blessed Iron just for participating in most of the island group activities, or even if you just run it solo, there's a good chance there's going to be other players to join in on those group events. Now, another thing you can start working on is actually one of the mounts that's located on the Siren Isle, which is Thrayer, the Eyes of the Siren. And it's a good idea to start grouping up with players for this mount as early as possible, especially while everybody is still playing the update before people eventually take a break until Season 2 content. To earn this mount Thrayer, you'll need to head into the Storms and then collect 5 keys to unlock 5 runes in order to be able to actually obtain it. Some of those keys to unlock the mount are a little bit easier with groups, especially when it comes to tackling on challenging enemies within the storms or fighting big powerful rares that will require other players to complete us with, so it's better to try to group up with rare as early as possible so you can unlock this mount as quickly as you can, which is something I plan on doing as early as possible within the update of 1107. And I'm not exactly sure if this quest is going to be made available at the very start of Siren Isle, because on PTR things are a little bit hyper spawning and hyper progressed. But you can also start out the Hungry Snapdragon questline from the Growing Snapdragon Runt, which allows you to obtain a prismatic Snapdragon that can actually change colors, and you can see a preview of all these different Snapdragons and some of the different colors that they may be able to have once you unlock your own Snapdragon. But to obtain this mount, which is one of the few mounts that you can obtain from the Siren Isle, you'll need to keep completing repeatable quest chains in order to obtain this mount, where you need to basically collect meat as well as a variety of different foods to feed the dragon, and you'll have to keep coming back to the dragon again and again until it eventually grows into a full-size dragon that then can become your mount. So the earlier you can start on this quest chain, the better, and you should ideally try to start it during the first week of the patch 1107 drop-in over in the live realms. Now, another achievement you can start working on right now that also obtains another mount of the Breaker Song is I'll Remember You. The achievement is more of a zone completionist achievement that allows you to unlock a kind of a unique boat mount. There is a variation of this mount that is available on the store, but the actual details of this version of the mount are different than the one that is available on the shop. And there is actually not that many mounts that use the type of animations and the model type of the Breaker Song, which does make it somewhat unique. It's also part of a big quest chain of Use I'll Not Pass, which awards you another mount, Shadow of Doubt, so I'll Remember You will be one of those smaller requirements. And for this achievement, you have to do basically everything on the Siren Isle, from all the weekly objectives, slay every single rare encounter, collect all the gems for your Cersei's circlet ring, find treasures, discover all the different excavation projects, and complete the entire Siren Isle questline, A Song of Secrets. So the earlier you can start out on this achievement for the Siren Isle completionist, the better, in order to be able to unlock yet another mount to add to your collection. Next, if you play a human or a Kultiran, there is now a new customization that exists in the barbershop instantly upon logging in, and that is Arathi ear options. Humans as well as Kultirans now get a new customization, and all you have to do is visit the barbershop to then select a different ear variation. Instead of the rounded humanoid ears, you get the pointed, almost elven-like Arathi ears, which is a very small detail, a small little customizational update, but one that I think a lot of players are going to appreciate, since the faction of the Arathi are actually quite cool, and that is a unique feature that they have compared to everybody else. Outside of this, you also do have two new story questlines that will be made available with 1107. One will be the Dalaran Epilogue questline, as well as Lingering Shadows quest, which is a prologue to the Undermined content update of 11.1 Season 2 content, which will hopefully be going up for PTR for testing very soon. But with that, that's going to be the full list of all the things you should be doing day one as soon as the patch 1107 officially goes live. As always, I want to thank all of you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys did enjoy this update. If you did enjoy it or found it informative, go ahead and give this video a like. I would very much appreciate it. Join our Discord community for regular updates for the patch 1107 and future updates like 11.1 heading to PTR oh so soon. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below, and as always, I'll see all of you guys in the next one.